Hi, I'm Roger, a gadget guy. Do you have a bowl of remotes that sits in front of the sofa? If so, wouldn't you like to get that pile of remotes down to one single simple remote for all your TV watching? Well, you can using CEC, which stands for Consumer Electronics Control. Consumer Electronics Control sends control signals between your equipment over the HDMI cables that you use to connect the equipment together. Most TVs and surround sound systems that have been made since 2010 support CEC. If your TV and sound system have the letters ARC next to one of their HDMI connectors, then you know they're compatible with CEC. Now, I'm going to show you how to use CEC to simplify your remotes for a typical system. This system has a TV and an added audio system and a video source, such as a Fire TV Stick 4K. You get a great viewing experience with this system, but you now have to use 3 separate remote controls. Who wants to have to switch remotes to adjust the volume after choosing a TV show? Or pick up the TV remote to mute the sound and have it do nothing? You get around this by turning on CEC, and once you do, this system can be operated by a single remote. The remote that comes with a Fire TV Stick, or if you have one, a Chromecast or 4th generation Apple TV, is usually the best one to use because navigation to what you want to watch is faster than using the TV remote. The way these remotes work is that when you push the power button, the whole system turns on. Switching of inputs is automatic. You can then navigate to the TV show or movie that you want, adjust the volume and mute the sound all from the same remote. When you push the power button again, the whole system turns off. Perfect. I'll now show you how to enable CEC for the Fire TV Stick and a Chromecast with Google TV. To set up the Fire TV, we scroll right to Settings, we go to Display and Sounds, and we cycle down to HDMI CEC device control, and we want to turn that on. Okay, we go back. Now we need to go to Equipment Control, and we need to turn Equipment Control to Automatic. Okay, now we're done. Go back home. For the Chromecast, we scroll right to Settings and Display and Sound. The top item is HDMI CEC. We need to make sure that is enabled. It's not here, so we click twice. That enables it. We go back and we go back, and then we can scroll down and just check that the buttons on the remote are set up correctly. So remote buttons, volume control, auto, power button, auto. So all the buttons are set to auto, which is what you want. So now we can just go straight back to home and we're done. I'll provide a link in the description of this video to another video I made, which tells you how to enable CEC for a TV and sound system. Here is the cheat sheet from that video to give you a guide for setting up CEC for different TV brands. What I've shown you so far probably raises a lot of questions in your mind, so let me answer the big ones. First question, what happens if we use a cable or satellite box instead of a Fire TV Stick? Answer is, although the cable box can't be controlled from the TV remote, the TV can be controlled by the cable remote. If you have enabled CEC for the audio system and TV, the cable remote will then automatically control the volume or mute. This is also how the remote for the Roku Express 4K works. How about adding a Blu-ray player? Most Blu-ray players support CEC. The TV remote works great for this one, except that it doesn't turn the Blu-ray player on in the first place. This is surprising, but not really a deal breaker, since you have to get off the couch to put the disc in anyway. What if I want to listen to music through the receiver with the TV turned off? Fortunately, turning the receiver on from its own remote doesn't automatically turn on the TV, so the receiver operation for things like CD players and music streamers is completely unaffected by CEC being on. When you turn on the TV, the receiver automatically switches to play the TV audio. At the end of the day, using CEC can reduce the number of remotes that you need to operate your home theatre. In many cases, you can get down to one single remote. If you have equipment that supports CEC, it's worth turning it on to see what new capabilities it gives to your remote controls. If any of your equipment doesn't support CEC, or CEC doesn't work the way that you think it should, then don't worry. I've provided a link in the description to another video that shows you how to do many of the same things, consolidating remote controls down to a single remote for older equipment and situations where the audio system is connected to the TV through an optical or an analog connection. If you like this video, then give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm putting a link in the description to the products that I've shown you today. If you buy through those links, it won't cost you any more, but it will help to support the channel. Well, that's all I had for today. Thanks for watching.